everyone, it's Katsumi, and today I'm doing a timeless career reading, so whenever you find this, trust that there's a message here meant for you. Today we're going to be digging into the energies in terms of what people admire about you most at work at this time. Okay. Starting off, ooh, people love your sense of freedom. Okay, so some of you, I'm getting a sense of rebellion as well, but yeah, you are very flexible with your schedule and your income. Some of you are self-employed, so people find that to be very admirable about you as well, career-wise. You take time off to help clear your mind. Okay. You're very strategic. Okay. You are constantly having a plan, and one that is step by step as well. And you're attacking things in such a way that's allowing you to reach the next level. Okay. People love that you also take time to get advice from others. And even though you kind of already know where you want to go, people admire that you are still looking for advice within your career. Ooh. You're also manifesting at this time. Let me just move my microphone. You're also a huge manifester. People will love that about you. So people do know about your spirituality in that regard, or how you're showing up. And something about writing. Some of you are writers, so they find some of your spoken words, your written words to be very inspirational. Okay? And your writing is almost like solidifying your intentions into being, right? You're kind of taking things down, and you're being inspired by your own words, and vice versa. People who see your words, they're inspired by it as well. You're also moving up in your career, right? You have an increase in power and status showing up here. And you're also getting a promotion we're getting here for some of you, or you're just moving to a better home environment for your career. Some of you are entrepreneurs, so maybe you are stationed in your home right now, and you're going to be moving into some sort of office. I'm also getting warehouse or factory for some of you. So it kind of feels very big. It feels as though like you're climbing and moving up the ladder of success. Very cool. You also have chess. So you're very strategic with your money. All right. People find that to be very admirable through your work. But I got a work stream as well. So maybe through the stream of your day, or through the flow of your day, you're very strategic, right? Very wise with how you're spending your money, and you're going towards a sense of like long-term play within the game of life, right? Some of you are in the military, or just in general leaders. We did get a vibe of like entrepreneurs, so maybe you're just bosses in that regard, and you're just kind of thinking things through, and people find that very admirable. So if you have employees in your company, they find you to be very strategic, to fit in the position of a leader, and it's because you have the capacity to think through things before you do it. Also, it looks like, oh yes, we got book as well. Yes, definitely makes sense with this card in particular, freedom, when we were talking about just that sense of flexibility. We did get something around writing. I don't know where I saw that, but we got something around, oh yes, manifestation. Writing your intentions down, and by taking inspired action to make it happen. That makes a lot of sense. And so whatever you're writing down, it's already putting into stone next steps of your career. So this paperwork is leading to some sense of a contract, or you're going to be receiving a contract soon, because people love your writing, or people just love what you have to say within your writing. And your writing is I was getting like center stage. And I almost got for some of you that your writing is like in the backstage in preparation to join the center stage. We also get a bit of taking a class. So some of you are still in school and you're about to go into the next steps of your career, but something along those lines may be related to education or law. Very cool. And also, some of you are investing in gold at this time. With the inflations and the fluctuations and the recessions and the back and forth of the economy at this time, you're definitely taking your investments seriously, especially within your career. And people admire this about you. And I'm almost getting a sense that you're sharing your journey with others. And because of that, people see you in this way of like integrity in this regard, and having like a deep sense of value towards you and the advice you're giving them. It also seems to be that within your career, you might be doing banking or preparing something within the bank. I'm also getting like almost like a trademark of some kind. But overall, you do have a long-term position lined up for you. Something that's going to be very satisfying. So either you're experiencing that now or will in the near future. But in general, people do admire those of you who are in long-term positions within your career because they see how much you are satisfied with the work you're doing, or they know you're passionate about the work you're doing, and because of that, you are delivering satisfying results within your job. Okay. Right, and you're also moving forward. People love your momentum. You have really good progress coming through here with the movement card. And it's because you're able to overcome obstacles in your path. And this is what's allowing you to leap forward. Okay? And despite any anchors popping up, any blockages in money, or just being stuck in general, you're able to overcome it. We're getting like water-related travel and stable for now. So we get that sense of flow occurring. People find it very admirable that no matter what happens, either through money blocks or just being stuck in general, that you're able to flow effortlessly through it. Yeah. It's almost like you put down like an anchor's there and you pull the anchor back up on the ship, which is really cool. And then you also have the future. So you're planning for the future while you're living in the present. People admire that a lot about you. And it's because of the almost like you have this psychic ability about you where you can bring in that prosperity. And I get a sense it's because you're writing it down. You're already manifesting it into your reality, which is really cool to see. And you're doing that manifestation with emotion, or you're doing that writing with emotion, which is why you're putting intention into the writing, which is manifesting it much quicker as well. But people are admiring your support at this time as well. They see you as a counselor or a guide of some kind. And they also see that you have a job you love. And we definitely got that from the satisfying work thing about with the gold and just like being able to invest in something of deep value. That's very cool to see. We're seeing quite a lot of symbolic and like synchronicities here and synergy. Also, people admire that you're like a light bulb. So I'm assuming with this that you are full of ideas and very innovative. You have very lucrative ideas. And that's going to allow you to bring in new income sources as well. People admire that because of your ideas, you are able to manifest more things and bring in new ideas and new avenue sources or revenue sources. Avenue is very interesting word to bring up, avenue. So you're bringing across new paths of doing something as well. Yeah, just very full of inspiration. Oh yes, career entrepreneur. That's very nice if you see that in the reading. But yeah, it says something about a new job. So some of you might be working at this time, or for those of you who might not and are looking for a new job, you might be just creating that job. And that might be due to some creative work as well. That might be leading you into like creating a job related to your artistic background. I'm getting musician as well, dancer, songwriter, singer. Yeah, but some of you will be creating businesses, will be starting your own job, or will be starting a new job in general. But people find it very admirable that you're able to just be very like flexible and full of just like all these different ideas, which is really nice to see. So it also says that you have the Queen of Cups. So that's all about just having that compassion, that level of empathy and intuition. And people really love that about you. Okay. Ooh, okay, very interesting. You also have the Seven of Swords. And you're not shaming yourself for any of your past regrets, which is why people really admire you in such a strong way. Because with the Five of Swords, despite any of the hollow victories that you might have experienced, despite the ego battles or the conflicts or the discord surrounding you, you're able to stay very like calm and centered, I'm getting. And people really love that about you within your career environment. Yeah, and you also have Isa, which is all about stillness. So people see you in a very like reflective state. People see you as someone who has restraint, or like almost like you're very restrained. You have tolerance for things, very controlled in how you see things in such a way that you're very still. And it's super interesting that you have Isa, which is about stillness, on top of this Knight of Cups, which says, I still my heart, which is interesting because the Knight of Cups is all about having a sense of romance, charm, dreams, pursuit, and idealism associated with that. And so you can almost like steal your heart, like almost keep it in like the stillness, so much so that people are able to see you. You know, like when people look into another person's eyes, they see you and the entirety of you. People really admire that about you at work. And just in general, you come forth as someone who is just very, like, almost just, I'm getting almost like this very, like, blissful, dreamy, like, state of some kind. And people just, like, are gravitating to that. I'm getting almost, like, breathy and airy vibes. Really cool. And you also have a few other runes. So you do have Uruz. Uruz is all about having strength and vitality. People see you to be very strong, and I'm just getting convictions, very strong in how you speak about things you're passionate about at work. You're full of stamina. So some of you are like going through the 9 to 5 grind, and you're like, I'm gonna do overtime even if I'm not getting paid for it. It's a little unfortunate, but some of you are just working yourself to the bone, so much so that people see this in you, where it's just like you have this raw power and strength within you that is almost like instinctual, and it's just coming forth in such a positive way where it's like full of vitality, full of life. 7/15 might be of significance, so July 15th, or just 7 and 15 in general as well. So perhaps this might be when a new job might pop up, or when you might get a new sort of idea towards a new opportunity, or you might create a new opportunity. We did get a little bit of like promotion, just new job vibes, entrepreneurial jobs, entrepreneurial type of jobs popping up. So that might be in the books for you because we have that here. So that might already be something you've written down or preparing for in the near future, or that's when a contract or some sort of paperwork might pop up. And you also got interesting, Utala. So Utala is all about legacy and having a sense of like heritage coming forth. We do have inheritance, which is very interesting. I feel as though we got something similar in a previous reading. This is all about ancestry, homes, traditions, kind of like just like going back to your roots about things and just like that spiritual wealth. And so people see you in the sense of like you're fulfilling like this legacy, or you're keeping the heritage alive. So I don't know why I got something around like a blacksmith or someone who works with glass or clay or something, but some of you have this capability or this skill set that is like very unique and very uncommon in today's society, so much so that you're keeping the heritage alive because you've inherited this skill from your ancestors of the past. Like you're keeping the traditions going. Very, very cool. And in your final outcome here, it's very positive because you have all of these things. You're moving up in your status. Some of you are getting a promotion. Some of you are finding a better home. A new office environment. You're just moving up in general. You also have opportunities opening up for you in your future. You have a chance to change jobs, start a business, or invest in a new venture. And universe is saying go forth and do it. But of course, be mindful that, if you're going to start a new job, make sure that job is like, good to go. The contracts are signed. There's no way for them to rescind the offer, right? Or like, go back on the offer. Make sure you have everything like your I's dotted and your T's crossed before you make any like quick movements, right? But it looks to be very positive in your final outcome. And you also have the 6, 7 of Wands. The 7 of Wands is all about having like change, like I'm just getting change, but it's like a challenge. You're very like in a defensive position. You're very like you're keeping your stance, right? Like a defensive stance because you're protecting your energy and you're just coming in this perspective of just like protecting what it is that you've acquired because you're not doing things with half efforts. So very positive to see. So keep moving forward with that energy. And yeah, it looks really amazing. Everything that people have said about you in terms of how they admire you most about work is really positive. And people just see you as someone who's like just full of ideas, full of energy, full of life, and full of opportunities awaiting them. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me for today's reading. And if it resonated, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. And until next time, trust your path and let the universe work its magic.